After you've turned in all of your initial turn-ins and they have been graded, you're now ready to make any corrections you need to make. And also, it's very important that, especially as you come back and look at something like your floor plan, you've added some things to the outside. You've used a floor tool to create your yard, a driveway, various other things to the outside that now need to be hidden. Okay. You're probably going to have to do a lot of your hiding as the elements, because what you don't want to do is hide all floors. Okay. I know in this view it's a little zoomed out, you can't really see, but if I roll in even just once or twice, you can start to see the wood floor and the carpet patterns come back in. Okay. And we want those there, and they will be there on your printout, even if you're zoomed out a little bit and can't see it right now. Okay. But we do not want to see your grass, your porch, anything outside the exterior walls. Okay. The other thing to be mindful of is on your elevations. As you've added trees and stuff like that, you need to go back in and make sure on those elevations that the floors, the trees, some of that stuff is hidden. And that you probably can do by category. All right, so that your elevations are all correct. Your site plan should be visible under realistic so that we can see all the colors, because this we are going to print in color. But this one and the room plan are the only two documents that should have color on them. Anything else, printing those in color will result in a deduction. Now, some of the symbols, for example, this one you can see in mine, do have a little color even when they're in hidden line, and that's very obvious and different, and I can tell the difference there. Okay, so make sure all of your printouts are actually ready to go and 100% done. All right, so this is the process for actually printing. So under File, I've saved already after I've made my updates. Okay, I'm going to click Print. This is the window that'll pop up, and when I drop this down, I should be able to find FRM-S114 Plotter. Plotter is kind of an old name for a large format printer, but that's the one you want. FRM-S114 Plotter is what it should say. Now we've got two areas down below, both print range and settings, that we're going to mess with. Skipping either one of these parts will make sure that you do this wrong, and it will cost you points. So under settings, we're going to click Setup. When this window opens, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to change the page size from letter to 24 by 36 Arch D. That is the size paper that we need. D should be familiar from your page numbers. Okay, make sure the orientation is left as landscape. We're going to click down here and under zoom, we're going to tell it to zoom 100%. If you tell it to fit to page, we'll actually see this secondary border printed on the page, and everything will be slightly too small. Okay, that will cost you points. Make sure it's, again, the changes are paper size, double check landscape. This should be set already. Zoom 100%. I click OK. I go into print range. I want the selected views and sheets. It's the third option of the three. I'm going to click select. And as you can see at the bottom here, I'm showing both sheets and views. One of the ways to make this the easiest possible is to actually uncheck views. So all I'm seeing is sheets. And you'll notice in my list is just sheets D1 through D5. If this is my first print, I am going to check all of the boxes because I want to print all 5 pages. If I somehow ended up the unlucky one where my electrical plan was cut off because we ran out of paper or there was a printer problem and I'm told to reprint just that page, then I would check mark only that page to make sure I don't print the entire project again. So this is my sheet set, okay, is all 5 sheets. Okay, it does ask you if you want to save these settings. This is just the sheet settings. We should only be doing this once, so we're going to click no. So again, just to verify the changes that are made on the main screen, we've set the printer name to the FRM S114 Plotter. In my settings, I set the page size and zoom 100%, and I made sure that it was on landscape orientation. And in my print range, I've switched to the third one and picked the sheets I actually want to print. As I click OK now, these will be sent to the printer. I cannot get them back. I cannot cancel them. Okay. At that point, the printer will print all 5 sheets. Currently, it prints them by name. So your 5 sheets may not come out all at the same time. If 10 of you print, it'll probably print 10 floor plans, then 10 room plans, then 10 elevations, and so on. So it may take more than just 5 minutes for yours to print. After they print, you will take your pages to one of the round tables and you will stack them up so that page 5 is on the bottom, page 4 goes on top of it, 3 on top of that, 2 on top of that, 1 on top of everything. It should look like a book that reads from page 1 at the top to page 5 at the bottom. When you do this, all your title blocks should be on the right-hand side, and you should stack the pages neatly. Once you've done that, on the side, the short side opposite the title block, staple it 3 times with the stapler. You have now made your final drawings packet and it is ready to turn in. You're going to need to turn it in with a rubric though, so make sure when you get the rubric page that you fill out the top of the rubric with your name, class period, and the date that you're turning it in. At that point, roll up your packet with the staples to the inside and the title block to the outside. Go ahead and place that roll in one of the slots in the turn-in box. Roll your rubric up at a slight angle so it's kind of cone-shaped and put it most of the way into the top of the roll. You'll see the rubric part sticking out a little bit. That's kind of a flag that this project is ready to be graded. Once your project is graded, it will be turned back to you. The rubrics are scanned and kept, as well as entered into PowerSchool, and will be returned to you probably after you're allowed to take the roll home.